I am extremely hard on myself. And how can I not be with the way things are these days? Getting recommended articles titled What You Should Be Doing with Your Money, at Your Age, with Your Life. Every social media post talking about money and success of top actors, influencers, and entrepreneurs. And constantly reminded how much an engineer makes in Silicon Valley. They say to stay in your own lane, block out the haters, yada yada yada. But the world isn't built to do that, especially since it's all online. Sometimes we just need a reminder of the small victories, because we can't all be streamer of the year, or join the 1 million subscriber club on YouTube, or do whatever the hell people do on TikTok. So I'm going to share my small victories that I accomplished in 2021. Not only to remind myself that this year, and every year, is in fact not a complete waste of time, but to also inspire everyone watching to find your own small victories. Number 1, I survived a pandemic. And I think this should be on the top of the list for everyone, because no matter how normalized the pandemic becomes, it's still amazing that everyone is getting through it. Number 2, I found work. I'm very lucky to not have just one, but 2 jobs that are flexible enough to actually let me continue doing YouTube as well. I've learned new technical skills while still being able to hone my passion and skills in videography and content creation. I mean, let's be honest, I'm not making bank at all, but money comes and goes in life, and I can say that I'm so much better off than when the pandemic actually started. Number 3, I paid off debt. Credit cards are scary because things just pile up, and I ended up with a good chunk of bills that I needed to pay off, mainly expenses from when I was living in Japan the year before. With 2020 being, well, shit, and not being able to find work, that debt kind of just sat there. But I was finally able to pay it off, and it's one less thing that hovers over me. Number 4, I reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube and content creation in general is really a roller coaster because you can't predict what's going to happen, and then you get obsessed over the numbers. I never thought that YouTube would take up so much of my time, but I'm so grateful that I found a hobby that I'm passionate about and that's slowly growing. I really have to thank you all for supporting me to get this far, and I'm so excited for what's to come. Number 5, I stayed connected with friends and met new people. It's hard to reach out, keep connections, and meet new people in a perfect world, but add a pandemic and it seems almost impossible. But I'm so grateful that I have a group of people that I really vibe with, and people that want me to come hang out, play badminton, and get the occasional boba 4 times a week. I'm super lucky and thankful for that. Number 6, I'm content. Life could always be better, and it can also be worse. I felt my highs living in Japan and my lows right after when the pandemic hit. I felt discouraged and lost, not knowing when things would get better and not knowing which direction to really go in life. And no, I'm not at the point where I want to be. But honestly, with everything that's happened, I'm not doing half bad. Always strive for more, but also appreciate the plateaus as well, because that's also part of the journey. Overall, I think people glorify the huge changes, and that's what everyone hears about the most. From rags to riches, from a nobody to famous, these are the success stories that are most marketable. But that's not really what success actually is. Moments in the spotlight don't represent the entire journey, and I'm learning that it's not a sprint, but a marathon that has multiple peaks and dips. No matter how hard your year was, I hope that you can find those moments that glistened and be proud of the little things. Happy New Year, everyone, and here's to getting through another one.